we left the theater and I asked him, I'm like, what'd you think? He's like, I have no idea who Michael Jackson is. He's like, this didn't tell me anything. He's like, but he has songs, right? And
And
that's
that's when you went Joe Jackson on him. You were
no,
like, shut
no,
up, boy.
no. And that was the thing, because like just like you, I was struggling with like how to sit with this, and then that's when I thought, I'm like, yeah, like this is 100% a concert film, and it's not really a biopic at all. We ain't gonna stop till you get enough, because we're talking movies. We're talking Michael, starring Jafar Jackson, Nia Long, Coleman Domingo, and directed by Atone Fugua. Chris, you're confident. You're strong. You're beautiful. I think you're the greatest of all time.
And that's the show for today. We're going to end on that wrap note. But listen, it's got to be the greatest selling album of all time. Not just by a black artist, by any race, any color. And it was. Hey everybody, and welcome to this week's episode of How'd You Like That Movie? I mean, if you you probably already know what we're talking about, which means you've probably already seen the movie, so the point of a review may be moot at this point. But as Scott was saying at the top of the show, we're talking about the successful biopic extravaganza, whatever you want to call it. Michael, talking about the life of Michael Jackson. Scott, take us away.
Okay. Yeah, like you're right. Like I think by now most everybody has seen this movie, and it is funny to think that like how split it is on Rotten Tomatoes, because it's like 39 by the audience, 39 by the critics, and like almost not 100% by the audience. Is that
Yeah, it's at
97?
97 is the time I was doing my notes. Yeah.
And I can see why it's like that. Because I do think this is one of the best concert movies I've seen in so long. Like if you just make this a concert movie, it's amazing because it's not really much of a biopic.
Yes, that's such a good point. That actually, and you actually said it better than I think I was going to be able to say it as well. Because I was trying to grapple with the fact that I'm like, it's not a good movie, right? Like, so for example, biopics that I think were good films, good movies, uh, Ray, Walk the Line, those are two that like really stand out as like they're gritty. They kind of talk about the bad, they talk about the good. They're cinematic. There's tension, like real, like they're films. They're rewatchable in that capacity. This is essentially like the hits album, depending on who you are, right? But they're like some of the big tracks are in here. And actually, I was listening to Serena Whitney and Mark Palermo talk on the Movies in Chaos podcast about Michael. And Serena brought up the fact she's like, for a lot of us, including myself, this is the closest we're going to get, other than seeing like live footage of seeing a Michael Jackson concert, right? Because Jafar Jackson,
Mhm.
his nephew, does such a good job being him. But like, really, that's what you're like. You're right. It's like you're going to see Thriller, you're going to see Beat It, you're seeing Jackson 5, and then you're going to finish off with Bad. Well, spoiler, but I mean, that's where we're at, right? And you get to see all this like dancing, you get to see the Grammys, but like as far as like a movie, it doesn't have a lot of depth to it. You know what I mean? Like I think we all knew that Joe Jackson, played by Coleman Domingo, who does a fantastic job, by the way, um, beat the shit out of his kids. Like this, there's no new. Was there any new information in here? And that's the other thing. And then I will
But
let you talk. Hold on. Is that I'm not like I'm a big Michael Jackson fan, as in someone who comes from that era. I still have my Thriller tape around here somewhere, like my OG one from when I was a kid. But like, there are fans that like know this guy's life inside and out. I'm not that guy, so there's some stuff I had to be like, I'm gonna have to look that up. Is that true? Did that happen? Like when did he get bubbles? Anyway, go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry.
yeah, yeah. Because that's the thing. The like this movie was rewritten a lot.
Yeah, didn't they do something like $15 million, like a reshoots or
Yeah,
something?
yeah, like the whole third act is completely different what originally was supposed to be there. But it also it doesn't it seems to me like, and I'm not a huge Michael Jackson fan either, but it seems like very rewritten history. Um because apparently, Janet Jackson doesn't even exist.
So some of that might just be about buy-in from other family members and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like I'm pretty sure if you're in the audience, you might already know this. I think Janet just didn't want to be associated with this. And I think her, again, some of this I'm taking from the Movies and Chaos podcast. Her line was, I don't want to detract from Michael. I think that's her public statement. So it's not so much that the film is trying to rewrite like write her out of history. She's just like, I don't like you can't use my likeness. So I'm not going to be in. So it's an IP issue at that point. You know what I
Right.
mean?
And that was the same thing that happened with technically Diana Ross, I believe.
Yeah, and
Because
there's nothing about the Wiz in this at all.
right. Which when this movie was coming out and you saw like some promotional stills, especially like with Jafar and how they're gonna do Michael for it, there is a background picture of him dressed like the Scarecrow.
Yes,
So they were
isn't it hanging in Quincy Jones's studio or something like that? Like in the film, isn't it one of the spots when you're
maybe,
seeing Quincy Jones? Because Quincy Jones was a big part of the Wiz.
and that's the whole reason that Off the Wall even became a thing, was because he had fun working with Michael on The Wiz, because that was Motown as well. Motown bought the rights of that play and produced it. So yeah, so it was weird because again, like I'm not the hugest fan, but I do know like he lived in New York by himself for a while.
Yeah, he
And
went to
they
like Studio 54 and shit.
yeah, and they show it like once, but it's like him and his whole family there. So it makes it seem like he was never like on his own kind of thing.
Yeah, that he went from like Jackson 5 in Los Angeles on his own in Los Angeles. That's it. Like that's
Yes.
the way the film shows it. On the topic of all the stuff that's like not in the film, there's actually this great TikToker. His name's Stony like THA Great. Stony the Great. Check him out on TikTok. He did a bunch of deep dives into like things that are not in the film, like chronologically and stuff that are very important to the understanding of Michael Jackson, even for the scope of this film, because this film covers from the Jackson 5 to the Bad Tour, which is what, 94, something like that?
Isn't
Or
it
is it later?
80s? 88?
I don't know. You keep talking. So what was your initial impressions of this film? Were you entertained? Were you entertained?
Yeah, and that's the thing, because it's just the concert after the concert after the concert. Like that's why I was saying, like, in terms of like being a concert movie, it like to me that's what it was more of, because it was literally like intermittent, like 5 to 10 minutes of like his background, his story, and then you're getting a full like Jackson 5 performance, like whole song, right? With dance routines and break, everything. And then another 2 minutes of his life, and then another like song performance. So, like, that was entertaining for me. Like, I took my son to watch it.
How
And
familiar is your so
he's
actually
not,
so
he's not, he's not familiar at all with Michael
hold on, I just want
Jackson.
to jump in. So, according to Wikipedia, the 123 show world tour began September 12th, 1987 in Japan and concluded January 27th, 1989 in the United States. And it was sponsored by Pepsi.
Yeah.
So you're right, Scott. Yeah, it was late 80s, not early 90s.
Yeah, but yeah, like he's not like he's heard some Michael Jackson songs, obviously, but
Did you guys dress up? You were
no,
Joe
no,
Jackson and he was Michael?
no, no,
And you
no,
just like slapped your son like every time he
no,
talked
no.
or what?
There were people dressed up as different eras of Michael, like in the theater when we went to go watch it. Um, but yeah, like we left the theater and I asked him, I'm like, what'd you think? He was like, I have no idea who Michael Jackson is. He's like, this didn't tell me anything. He's like, but he has songs. right? And
And
that's
that's when you went Joe Jackson on him. You were
no,
like, shut
no,
up, boy.
no. And that was the thing, because like just like you, I was struggling with like how to sit with this, and then that's when I thought, I'm like, yeah, like this is 100% a concert film, and it's not really a biopic at all. It's just like, here's their performances, and here's their set list.
And a little bit of a backstory that like ties it together. Like, so here's this band he's in. Da 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 da. Here's this music video or short film that he made. Blah 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 blah. The short film idea that Michael Jackson. So again, MTV starts in like the early '80s, and Michael Jackson, I think, is the first Black artist to be on MTV. But the idea that he thought of his music videos as short films explains a lot now, right? Like why Thriller is the way it is, why Beat It is the way it is, but specifically Thriller. Like, well, John Landis is fucking shooting the goddamn music video. You know what I mean?
All right, and which one's Scorsese?
Oh, I didn't
Was
know
that
Martin Scorsese.
was
Did he
that
do
bad? I think he does
possibly?
bad. I think he does bad. But yeah, it's like A-list directors like that are doing this, and this is literally John Landis coming off of American Werewolf.
So one of the things I'll look up the which thing Scorsese did in a sec here is so people clapped at the end of this movie. And it's funny because it's the second film I've been to this year where people clapped. So Project Hail Mary, people clapped. I cried a lot. If you haven't seen Project Hail Mary, go see it while it's still in theater. Don't sit on that film. And then yeah, people clapped at this. People were like so energized, and I couldn't blame them because, like I said, and we've already talked about the fact, like it's not a great film. It's kind of got a TV movie kind of feel to it. It really reminded me of like the Disney version of like the Michael Jackson Life and Times of Michael Jackson kind of thing. But that fucking music, even as I was doing my notes for this, I had Michael Jackson playing and like Beat It and stuff. Like you're like, God damn, it's 2026 and this shit just still pumps. Like you could have literally just put a picture of Michael Jackson's face, played the fucking songs, the top 20 fucking Michael Jackson songs, top 10, Jackson 5 as well. And people probably would have been like, yep, I was entertained. It's fucking entertaining, right? So I think it's really important that you have that music because you can't like Michael Jackson, kind of like Elvis, but almost for me, obviously, in a different way. He's not even a person. He's those songs. Like he's the moonwalk. Like he stopped being, or probably to me, he was probably never like a real person that you could ever shake hands with or interact with. It was like the idea of dance and the idea of pop music. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like he's a cultural phenomenon, and that's the thing. Like even deceased, I believe it's him and Elvis are one and two for making the most money, even like outperforming how much gross they make each year just based off their songs. I think, like, if I'm not mistaken, this he gained 5 million Spotify subscribers the day after this movie came out.
He's not even alive.
Yeah. So just think about
Hey, and
how
just
much.
remember, if you're listening to this, make sure you subscribe, hit that like and subscribe button, leave a comment
Yeah,
wherever you're listening to this. We are not Michael Jackson. We
we
do
are
not have
alive.
fun. Yes, we are alive, and we have real bills to pay. So make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Sorry, Scott, keep going. I thought that was a
Yeah,
good segue.
yeah, no, but that's the thing, right? Like it is amazing to see that, this movie, I think, regardless of how it does critically, I think box office, it's already done its thing. It's already made money. They've already announced the sequel.
Yeah,
Um,
I got a 441 million at the time of recording against a $200 million budget.
yeah, the amount they are probably making now from streams on music, right? I think this, for all intents and purposes, um, it's done what technically it should what the estate wanted it to do, and it's just fucking chunking out more money for them. So like good on them. But that is like one of my critiques about this, because it did fuck me up at the beginning, was that how his estate is like a producer on this. So
And so
that
is the man, his manager played by Miles Teller, also a producer on this, because his
yeah,
manager is the co-executor of his estate with his mother.
right. So the fact that you know how when they do like the fanfares and like the promo reel of the production company,
Mm-hmm.
like how Universal is the Earth coming around, like Universal coming around the Earth. The fact that theirs is like him, like his feet dancing kind of and doing the turn and then
Mm-hmm.
into a music. And that's literally the same scene that the movie opens with, like, and it's literally back to back, where it's like the production company is that feat, and then all of a sudden you go back to that feat and do the same thing. I'm like, I was like, fuck, did they fuck up? I'm like, what the fuck's going on? It just fucked me up.
I didn't notice any of that. That's a really weird thing for you to focus on, Scott. So one of the things I found interesting. So I think we've talked about the fact that it's a pretty just topical film. Like you said, it's a music concert film, basically, right? What did you call it?
Mhm.
You said it was a
The concert movie?
concert movie.
Yeah, yeah.
Is that the actual pieces of this thing though are really good. This thing could have been actually like Walk the Line or something like that, or Ray, right? Like the director, oh god, Antoni Fuqua, is that how you say his name?
Fuka. I fucked up in the intro,
Okay,
but I think it's Fuqua.
okay. So this is the motherfucker that did Training Day.
Yeah, yeah. Like
He's like a
it.
real fucking director. He did Southpaw. He also did the Equalizer trilogy. Like this is like a proper director, like for dramatic roles. Although I was like, when I look at his catalog, I'm like, there's a lot of kind of action type of stuff here.
Yeah, but
So
I do think it is directed well, shot well, right? Like especially like,
I mean, it's shot competently. Like the deal, there's nothing other like okay, the
but
dance sequences and stuff are
that's what
well
I'm saying.
shot.
Yeah, like when you're into that, into the like you're into it, like you are watching the performance, right? Like,
Sure, but I would argue there's nothing like super cinematic about it. It's just like competently shot the way you would shoot a concert. And the DOP is Dion Beebe. And so they did Chicago, the movie, which is a fucking fantastic. I actually like Chicago, the movie, better than the actual musical. So I can see that connection. Like they know how. I think it's a he, that Dion. Yeah, Dion knows how to shoot exactly what you're talking about. Dance numbers, transitions between dance numbers and like dialogue and stuff like that. Also did Equilibrium, which if you've seen that, that's the Christian Bale kind of like dystopian film. Lots of like gun kata choreography, but
mhm.
also worked with Michael Mann on like Collateral and Miami Vice, which are both extremely cinematic films. Like Miami
Yeah.
Vice for sure is a cinematic film. So and then the script is written by John Logan, who did like Any Given Sunday, The Last Samurai, Alien Covenant. So again, like these are all very good people. I
Mhm.
do wonder, and I'm sure that this has already been written about, like how much of this like topical action is the estate just being like, nah, 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 nah. Like we're not doing Michael dirty at this point. Like,
Well, I think in terms of like criticism as well, like if you're talking about the allegations and everything, all of that happens technically a decade after this movie kind of ends.
which is why I think they end where they end. It's a great
Right.
end because bad is like. So I never realized that he didn't tour Thriller, which is crazy to not tour that fucking
Well,
album.
he did, but it was as the Jackson 5 victory, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But like the fact that Thriller doesn't have its own tour is kind of mind-boggling, considering how big that album is. Like that is one of the greatest albums
Hmm.
ever produced, ever in the history of music, right? So
Yeah.
but Michael Jackson bad, like he's like top of the fucking world. As Eddie Murphy would say, Michael Jackson can sit on top of the world as long as he doesn't sit in the Beverly Palms Hotel because there's no, and I'm not going to say the world allowed in here for Beverly Hills
Yeah.
Cop.
Yeah.
Is you've got it's like a great place to end off, right? Like, and
Yeah.
that final scene, like Jafar Jackson, you get to see the moves throughout the film. You get to see the making of Beat It. You get to see the making of Thriller. Uh, but like they let out, like he's unleashed for man, it feels like 5-6 minutes, something like that. Like that ending scene for the Bad Tour, like you
Hmm.
see him just go. And one of the things I'm very impressed with, because I was like, all right, man, how do you? There's only one way that you can do Michael Jackson like dance wise, and it's you have to do those dances. Like you have to be able to dance like that. Like, and I was worried what they were going to do is have like stunt doubles, dance doubles, and they would do the classic like feet cut two, and the DOP and the director are very specific about being like, watch this, motherfuckers, because they allow the camera to tilt upwards with no cut, no edit. So you're like, yeah, man, this is both. So you got Jafar Jackson, who's Michael's nephew, playing like adult Michael or like teenage into adult Michael, and then Giuliano Valdi, who plays young Michael, who's busting out all the like James Brown fucking splits and shit. Like the fucking dancing in this is amazing, and it's crazy to think that Michael Jackson is not a professionally trained dancer. This is simply just like watching James Brown, getting the vibe on, and just doing shit.
Yeah, like it is well done. It was well performed, right? And that's what I think. Like, I think it's going to do well. I think it's going to do bonkers once its theatrical run is
Oh, this is
over.
gonna kill the streaming circuit. Like when this gets onto video on demand, it's gonna be like number one on the scorecard for fucking forever. Like,
Yeah, yeah, and he's going to get 10 million new subscribers from this, right? Like, um, so I think I think it is well done. And I applaud them for it. Like, even if like they don't want to get into the topical stuff, it's fine. And you didn't really get to know anything about Michael personally during the time you had with him,
mhm.
right? Like, and you'd figure there would be some moments, but it seemed like everything was kind of like a throwaway line when they're talking about why he has all these pets and he's like, they're not my pets, they're my friends. And then the mom's like, why don't you want to like hang out with people your own age? And then he kind of gets into it, but it's just like a throwaway line. And then it's like, okay, now I'm like 5 years older and there's a monkey coming in a car.
Yeah,
Right?
Bubbles.
Yeah. But
What I think on the topic of like new subscribers and all that type of stuff. Again, don't forget to hit like and subscribe. Michael Jackson, as of the time of recording, has 6 songs in the Spotify top 50, including Billie Jean at number 3 and Beat It at number 6. And then 8 in the Apple top 50, including Billie Jean at number 4, Human Nature at number 6, and Dirty Diana at number 8. Like, jump on, get on me. Like he's getting fucking social media subscribers. His fucking stuff is charting again. I mean, I bet you Michael Jackson stuff is always kind of in the charts, but like he's in the top 10 again on streaming charts. I did look at the Billboard. I was surprised to not see him on Billboard, but I can't remember how they actually do their metrics. It might be album sales or something. So,
yeah,
uh,
that's what I
so
think it is.
so well, maybe. Well, I mean, is the Michael Jackson soundtrack out for purchase? It must be.
I don't know.
So I mean, I nowadays I don't know how many people even buy fucking albums anyway. So
Right. Yeah, I think now it's all just streaming, right? They wait for the drop.
yeah, and
Um,
that's why you make a lot of your money on your tour now, where it used to be the inverse, right? You lost money on the tour, but you toured the album to get people to buy the album, right? So
yeah. Yeah. Anything else you want to say about this?
well, so first off, one of my quotes today is from Carrie Darling from the Houston Chronicle. Michael goes down as easily as the soft drinks Jackson was pushing. It's smooth, it's bubbly, it's tasty, but it's a concoction of ultimately empty calories. I'll bet ones that comes with striking performance and an absolutely killer soundtrack. Like I couldn't write a better quote than that. And I do want to talk a bit about like the acting in general. Like we've touched on Jafar Jackson, his nephew, becoming Michael Jackson. Like I think he does a great job. He's got the voice. I don't know if
Yeah.
they did some AIing and stuff like that in there. The moves, that's what you needed, right? You needed the fucking moves. If you didn't have the moves, this thing's not going to work. So both the guys playing Jackson did a fantastic job. But come on, man. Coleman Domingo as Joe Jackson. God damn, is there any? I fucking love this guy. I loved him in Sing Sing.
Mm.
He's in If Beale Street Could Talk. He's also in The Butler. He's in fucking Zola, which was again one of my favorite films when it came out. Definitely go check that out. And he's in Candyman, the 2021 film. Like, I mean, and he was also just in The Running Man. Like, I feel like you're gonna see him in a lot of stuff coming up. Like he's ascending, right? So
Yeah, yeah. Was there a favorite scene of his in this movie that you just like?
I mean, the reality is like even for a fairly flat film, uh, his presence on screen, like when he fucking takes his belt off and he's about to like hit, like he is treating this like a piece of drama. What's the Tina Turner film? Love Got to Do with It? Like he's channeling like fucking Ike Turner, which was played by
Lawrence Fishburne.
Lawrence Fishburne, who's also an amazing like thespian theater trained actor. Like these guys, I love when you take actors like this and you put them to work and they know the assignment and they get it done. But no, I can't off the top of my
Uh,
head, I can't think of what was your favorite one?
Mine's the kitchen scene, personally. When
When
he
he makes
has
them start like when they come back and he makes them start rehearsing again.
no, 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 when he has the facts, and then he's just like, "Why don't you read it to me? Say these words, right? Like, tell me you're firing me, right?"
Fire me with a piece of paper.
Yeah, and then yeah, Michael wouldn't say anything, and then he was like, "Oh yeah, right." Like,
Oh
and
yeah,
he just got
Michael, you got a lot to learn about family. I think is
yeah,
the line,
yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
With that Jerry curl going on and everything.
Oh man, everybody from Coming to America is fucking like who is the guy from Coming to America? Slow Glow, Soul Glow.
Soul
But
Glow, yes.
who played him though? The guy from ER. The guy from ER. What's his name?
Oh, I don't know, man. I don't know. I didn't watch ER. So when I was doing my notes for this, so Michael Jackson's mom, Catherine Jackson, is played by Nia Long, and I'm like, why does she look so familiar? So she's the fucking like main love interest for Boys in the Hood, which again was like one of the films that when it came out in the '90s, I think I had it on tape, and I would come home from like little kid school and just rewatch this shit. That's how you build a fucking movie nerd is what you do is you just let them watch like great cinema as a kid. But she's also like the hot black woman. There's only one in the movie Alfie, which is the remake of the Michael Caine film with Jude Law, and she's a
Yes.
fucking smoke show, man. So it's kind of cool to like see her getting to do some like dramatic acting as well.
Yeah, yeah. And she's suing them, so it works out great.
What? Okay, how did I miss that? Why is she suing them?
Oh, I guess she had what's it called? A clause in her contract, favored nations,
Yeah,
where she was to get paid the same amount as
yeah.
like, but they didn't. I think it was like two. I don't know the exact number, but I think it was less than Coleman, and I guess they justified it based off of majority of her stuff was cut at the cutting room floor.
Because it didn't ended up in the final cut.
Yeah. So she's suing now for the breach of contract.
Did you recognize Mike Myers when you were seeing the film?
Mike Myers.
Yeah. So
No.
Mike Myers is in the film, and I only know this because when I was doing my notes, it shows the casting. So near the end, when they're at is it ABC or NBC or CBS? Is it CBS? Anyway, they're at one of the big broadcasters, and Michael's basically like, I want to be on MTV.
Oh, so he's the executive.
That's the exact yeah, that's Mike
Yeah, yeah.
Myers.
Wow. Okay.
Field and opening up MTV to African American artists and people of all ethnicities. So it was a real honor to be part of that.
Yeah, I never registered until I saw him in the credits. Uh, so so they are going to do a sequel. It is greenlit. They've got about 3.5 hours of material that was cut from the original. This is according to Variety. All right, where like there's where the sequel can go, right? And I think we all know where it can go. I don't know why my voice is going high. My voice
Well,
kind of high, but
well,
where
that's the
would you
thing.
go, or where do you think it will go?
I don't know. Because how this movie originally was supposed to end, and I believe they filmed it. is literally the police raid on Neverland, and it was supposed to end with him looking in the mirror, and then it's just the flashing police sirens coming for him.
I mean, that's a cool ending.
But
But
that's the thing.
do you think they do this? Like, I
Well,
don't know, man. They don't want to
well,
fuck with
that's
the money.
well, that's the thing, right? Like and that was, to my understanding, the original thing, but then obviously they've reworked the whole third act, right? In the reshoots. So none of that came to light. So I don't know. I don't know how they do it because it is a part of history, right? Because again, he was never, to my understanding, was
He was
never
never convicted.
charged,
He was
never
never convicted. No,
convicted.
he's charged. He went to, I think, at least 2 trials.
Right.
Some argue that, like, especially because there's the, like, what is it, Finding Neverland or Return of the Neverland, the documentary
Hmm.
about the allegations. And one of the criticisms of this is people are saying the guy was the most investigated guy at the time by the FBI, and they didn't get enough on him. I think now, though, we look at, and I'm not going to talk about Michael in general, like, we've seen how politicized the FBI in the United States is under the current administration, which is just blatant. So it makes you go, well, how politicized was it then? They were just better at, not having a drunken midget running their FBI. You know what I mean? No offense to little people.
Sometimes they think I'm a kid with the fake ID. They say, oh, no adult would make this face in official photos.
Yeah, like I don't know where it goes because you got Bad and you got Dangerous, right?
But see, this is the other thing too, is like, just because this film ends at Bad doesn't mean we don't go and rewind and then show the making of Bad, the touring of Bad, like you said, Dangerous. Is Dangerous the one with Smooth Criminal?
No, no, I think that's Bad, is it not? Dangerous is
Oh,
the one with Black and White with
oh, okay,
Macaulay
okay,
Culkin.
okay, okay, okay. Maybe there's
Uh,
another album in there as well.
um, yeah, and then you can technically, if you want to do it, you can technically end it. I think it's 2004 where he does the Super Bowl and literally just recreate the Super Bowl halftime show where
Oh,
he was like delayed the start of it by 2 minutes just to be like, I'm the fucking boss. Like,
see, yeah, and it's so funny because it's like, on one hand, the, like, film guy in me wants to be critical, but then the, like, pop music guy that grew up with Michael Jackson, I was like, yeah, I just want to see that shit, man.
yeah,
That's fine. Just remake the hits, and I'll pay you my money, and I will go watch the movie. Like, I like, and again, I don't see them getting into the dirty shit because I don't know, man. Like, I don't even know if the audience really wants to. The critics want to see that shit because that's the ones that are like, oh, it's too topical, it's superficial, blah blah. But like you said, like 96, 98% of the audience is like, take my fucking money.
yeah.
I'm gonna put on a red leather jacket and fucking moonwalk into the theater for the third time. Like, I already know people that are going to see it, like, for at least the second time.
Yeah, so
My
I can
fucking
see.
mom went to see it. Like in the opening week, not in the weekend because she's retired, so she can go on like Cheap Tuesday. But like, my fucking almost 70-year-old mother went to see fucking the Michael Jackson movie. She never goes to the movie theater. Actually, she goes sometimes because she would say it's never, never. But like, anyway, the
Yeah.
point is that, like, everybody is seeing this movie and people are generally enjoying it as far as like an entertainment vehicle. Which, let's be honest, it's kind of what Michael Jackson was, an entertainment vehicle.
Yeah. And like if you want the criticism, it does, like this movie does technically fit into the whole persona where, he's an enigma. You don't know much about him, right? And that's why they might have just focused more on the music side to keep that allure and going for this like this generation now that's technically, getting to know him for the first time.
Quite possibly. And again, I just think they don't want to fuck with the money, right? Like, as
Well,
soon as you get into the nasty stuff, like, I don't know, there is going to be people that are going to get turned off by that. Where the people who do care about that, as far as like from a storytelling perspective, like we're still going to see that fucking movie. So,
Well, when his like
also, I don't need to see a movie about Michael Jackson possibly molesting children. Like I don't need to see that. I don't actually need to see that movie.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like if it like the estate and his kids are a part of this, producing this and everything, I'm pretty sure they also don't want to put that shit in a film about their dad, right?
Yeah, or their uncle or their son or their brother or whatever, right?
Right.
Anyway,
But
go ahead.
how did they do Scream without Janet?
What do you mean?
His song Scream with Janet. That thing was huge in the 90s.
Yeah, but you can still. Well, so was that in the movie? I don't remember it being in the movie.
No, but if they do a sequel, it would be
Well,
in
listen, you could go back to Janet and have a conversation with her. Because now you have a movie that made 400, 500, 600, whatever we're at when it's done, millions of dollars, right? And you go, okay, Janet, so you saw that we were able to, do things properly. Do you want to, be part of the second one, right? Like there's ways to do that. Also, you can like get the music licensed without having, maybe you don't show the making of it. Maybe you just use the music in the film or something like that, right? Like,
yeah,
there's
but
ways around it.
But what I'm saying is like, even in this film, anytime you see the family, like even there's no Janet, like there's not even a little girl there. It's literally the brothers and Latoya, and then that's it.
Yeah, it's funny how like there's Latoya.
Yeah.
Like I was like, Latoya's like, yeah, I'm fine. You can use my name, use my likeness. It's already been in. I think it was in Playboy. Was her big thing, wasn't it?
Yeah. And that's the thing. She got. Yeah, I think she did the rhinoplasty to match Michael's, and then went on Playboy. But yeah, so that's the thing. Like you saw the family, and that's what I'm saying. Like to technically just like, even if you just had like an extra that was just a little girl, no one even has to say the name Janet, but she's just like kind of there in the family things.
The film opens with like Michael just like turns to a woman and be like, hey, Janet, I just realized that I haven't really talked much about you. Boom, into the movie. They're like,
Yeah.
Plot filled.
Who knows, man?
Okay, so I guess the last things on this film. Yes, go watch it. See it in the theater. What's your recommendation to the audience?
Yeah, I think it is an experience, especially with the sound. I would recommend going in theaters, but even like we said prior, it's going to do well once this thing gets released. So I think you're good to go however you want to watch it, right?
You got anything else you want to say before I leave us with a quote?
I watched two other movies quickly. I just wanted to like say something about
it.
Go
quick though.
Yeah. One is another technically music biopic in Song Blue. That's fucking really good.
Was it good? It just came available for like rewatching on Crave or something like that.
It is good.
That's the Neil Diamond cover band one, right? Or tribute band, yeah.
Yeah, with Kate Hudson and Hugh Jackman.
Gerard Butler?
Sorry?
Is it Gerard Butler or the other guy that looks like Gerard Butler?
It's Hugh Jackman.
It's Hugh Jackman, who's the Greatest Showman, right?
Yes. So yeah, and that's the thing. Like, it's literally the opposite of Michael, in which it is a lot more about getting to know these people and why you fall in love with these people, and then they'll throw in like the Neil Diamond songs and a couple of performances here and there. But I was surprised with how well like I liked it, and I do recommend it, especially now that it's streaming. I do recommend taking a look at it. I don't think you'll be disappointed in it.
Okay. What's the second one?
The other one is the horror movie They Will Kill You.
Okay, is that worth it? Because it still is like expensive to rent, and I'm like,
I'll say this: like, basic premise is Death Buck Comes Her meets The Raid.
Oh, interesting. Okay,
but it is some of the like awesome fight choreography on there, but it is so high concept that I think that could take people out of it a lot.
Interesting. I know, because next week we're going to be doing the Mortal Kombat episode, so maybe I'll check this out, because that sounds like a good like like action, fight choreography, like that could probably work to talk about that film in depth a bit with Mortal Kombat then.
Yeah. So yeah.
Do you recommend it? Do you recommend it?
I enjoyed it. My wife watched it with me and she was like, "This is 2 hours of my life I will never get back." And I was like, "It's only an hour and a half." She was like, "Yeah, it even stole another half hour of my life."
Did she like Song Sung Blue or did she not watch that one?
No, she did like it. She liked it as well, but she's not a big Neil Diamond fan. Neither am I. So she didn't really get into the songs that much.
So you weren't dressed like Neil Diamond while you watched it? You
No,
watched
yeah. I just kept on trying to rub her shoulder when they're like touching you, grab her hand and be like, "Now touch me." But no. But yeah, those two, I would say they're kind of worthwhile. I enjoyed them at least.
Yeah, on the topic of length too, like Michael Jackson is like just over 2 hours long. Like it moves along fairly well. Like I said, it's a bit discombobulated as a film. But yeah, I would like suggest you watch it in the theater just because listen, I like promoting people going to the movie theater and you get a big system, you get to see some great dancing up on the big screen. And as I said at the top of the show, check out Stoney THA, great, on TikTok for a deeper dive into Michael Jackson. And I'll leave you with my final quote, which is from Phil de Semelin from Time Out magazine. "No respectable record collection could be without Off the Wall and Thriller. No Blu-ray shelf will need a copy of Michael."
And that is our wrap for the day. Please like and subscribe to this podcast. Tell your friends. If you want to get a hold of us, reach us at the www.howdyoulikeThatmovie.com.
I love how, as I was saying that quote, you were like making that face like you didn't understand it. Like the idea that you're not going to need a Criterion Collection version of this Michael Jackson movie. To answer one of the things that we were talking about during the show, though, yes, it is bad. It was directed by Martin Scorsese, and it features a up-and-coming actor named Wesley Snipes.
Ooh, I'm gonna have to rewatch that then.
Production by Rod Shaver, Vader Monkey Productions.